farmers, welcome back to East Vineland. I am seeding a field for another farmer, and boy, I wish they would take care of the fields. Look at all the stones in this field. I don't know how much is going to damage my drill, but probably not going to be too bad. From the testing I did in Elm Creek, it's not as bad as we think it would be. But anyways, I'm going to get paid a good amount of money here. Speaking of money, we were at about $20,000 when we woke up in the month of September, and I've been doing a few contracts this morning. Not a whole lot. Well, I haven't done a lot. Frank's done a few. All those cultivating jobs, I originally said not worth it. When I was going to do some contract jobs, I said, well, might as well get Frank up and going. So he had an 8X John Deere and a cultivator, and he did about 4 or 5 cultivating jobs, probably bringing in like 15,000 or so. I've done some plowing and fertilizing contracts, maybe like 4 or 5 of them. I've already done another seeding contract this morning. That paid like $8,000, and this one's going to pay like $7,000. Another thing I noticed doing the seeding contracts in farmers' fields, if you look at the upper left-hand corner, the variable seed rate is changing even though I haven't done any soil sampling on these fields. So it kind of works out in a way, I guess. I'm not using as much seed. I did have to go down to the store and top this off with some seed because I ran out after doing the other field. And I know my contract's done in this field. I'm going to go ahead and finish it up for the farmers as best I can. But yeah, the variable seed rate is changing on other farmers' fields with no soil sampling being done. Kind of interesting. Now this will be the last contract I do. As you can see, though, we're almost up to $70,000. But don't forget, we're getting $3,000 an hour from our solar panels. But as I did find out last episode, which makes perfect sense, we don't get no money overnight because, well, there's no sun. I'm trying to remember how I did the testing. I'm guessing the way I did the testing for the solar panels is I probably saw I was making $3,000 an hour and then just multiplied it by 24, not actually went through the night. That had to be what I did. But anyways, we are done here. And this contract is going to pay actually, well, it paid $6,222. But if you look at what the Better Contracts mod said, by the time we paid, because we had to use our own seed, we probably made a profit of about $5,000. Let's go ahead and collect on that. The other tempting thing, you look at all the potato contracts that are here. Imagine if I use that Mark Thor's root crop harvester and that big header and got all those potato contracts done. That'd bring in a lot of cash. But we're not doing that. We are not doing that. Anyways, let's go back to the farm. I'm going to repair the drill after being in other farmers' fields with stones in it. Going to repair that. We're going to fast forward until the evening hours, and we're going to wait and see, is it a certain time limit that solar panels are making it, or is it the sun actually has to be up? Is it that smart to know? Because during the seasons, you're not going to have daylight later in the winter as you do in the summer. So October will be a busy month for us. Our soybean fields will be ready. I misread the soybean harvesting season. The first month you can harvest soybeans on this map is October, not September. So our soybean field will be ready. So we're going to be doing that. Our grass field will be ready, and also the grass fields in the farmers' fields will be ready as well. So October is going to be a busy month for us. And that's the field right there, field 49. That's the first seeding contract I did this morning. And I got to come up over here because our toolbox is over here. Eventually we'll have a workstation once we buy our land and start putting sheds up and all that. But for now, we got our little toolbox that's right here. I might as well repair both my tractor and the drill. Repair for $817. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. And the drill is only $48. So that is really, really cheap. All right, let's go ahead and park this stuff on up. I'm not going to bother looking at the store page because I don't want to be tempted. We're looking to get up to 200,000. Really 205,000. And that will buy us the land with all the concrete and asphalt down there. Now, the land, when we look at it, it's going to show that it goes for like 400 and some odd thousand. But that would be if it had all the buildings on it, which it does not. So we're going to get ourselves a discount because all the buildings are off it. And when I did the math on that, after selling all the property and selling all the property, selling all the buildings on that land. Yeah, the land should be worth about $201,000 to be exact. Back up a little bit more. We'll drop that off there. I'm just going to leave the mower and everything out there. Alright, so let's fast forward some time here. So every hour that passes, we'll get $3,000, which is really, really nice to get some passive income. We'll definitely cut back the amount of contracts I have to do. The contracts I did this morning only took maybe like an hour and a half in real time to get done. So I didn't spend that much time. But I didn't want to just pass up the month of September and move to October. I wanted to get some of the stuff done. The flickering trees. Let's see when the income stops coming in on the solar panels. The sun is still up, of course, so I guess we'll get another $3,000 at 5 o'clock, which we do. Plus, we are getting some money, $200 an hour from our wind turbine on top of our fuel refinery. So about the only thing I'm going to be looking for in the store right now would be the New Holland T8. But even if that was on discount right now, I don't think I'd be able to afford that. So we're at $90,000. I don't think I'm going to get any money coming in. Well, we'll get some money. We'll get like $200. Yeah, so no more money coming in from the solar panels, which makes sense. All right, I know I still wouldn't do it, but you know, curiosity kills the cat. Landini, a fence header, and a trailer. So nothing that we're looking for. We're going to sleep until 8 o'clock in the morning. A little bit of rain. And yeah, we made a little bit of money this morning from the solar panels from when the sun came up. Looks like our soybean field is ready. How are the chickens doing? The chickens are starting to make some eggs now, as you would expect. Let me just double check on the animals here. The sheep are doing fine. We got some milk coming on up. They are reproducing. The other sheep, they're in puberty, so I don't know if they're making milk, if they're going to act like cows. They probably not make milk, sheep milk, until they're as of age, and then reproduce. The chickens, so productivity is still at 100%, even though they don't have no sunflowers. So sunflower is not that important for the chickens, so we can get by on that. Let me go ahead and see what we got for contracts. Well, there is a baling contract right there. What is it for? That's for hay. Of course, we got cultivating contracts. We do have some harvesting contracts. One for cotton. So that wouldn't be, unless there's other cotton contracts. There are some other cotton contracts. How many cotton contracts are there? There are a few cotton contracts. And there's one for sugar beet. I do check on these, because if it has the Mark Thor's harvester, I probably would do it. And we got one for plowing. We got one for sowing. I'm going to leave these all be for now, because I do want to focus on our soybean field and get that harvested. So let's get started on that. Now, just the soybean field will be ready, not the other one. Of course, I can't jump high enough to see. We planted that 1 month after this field, so that's going to be ready next month. Yep. So let's go ahead and grab the harvester, and the soybeans are going right here to our fuel refinery. I probably will unload into our trailer. There's our grass field being ready. A lot of grass work will be done. But let's get the combine all fired up here. So we'll be doing some contracts off camera, like the hay contract that we just saw. And I'll probably lease some equipment for the cotton contracts and accept them all and get those done. That'll bring a huge amount of money as well. Yep, be nice if I unfold the header. Not the header, but the combine. There we go. I forgot, is soybean, is that something I can get as straw on this map? I think so. Yep, we are getting some straw. So if you're new here, yes, our fuel refinery will take all the soybeans, and it'll take the soybeans and make diesel. It will make compost, and it will make pig food. So the pig food we're going to sell. The compost, I'm holding on to it because I have no place to sell it yet. And of course the diesel, I'm going to keep the diesel because right now I have no diesel in storage. And I want to be able to refuel my equipment here. If we get a good amount of diesel, then we'll go ahead and buy ourselves a tanker. And then we'll start selling the diesel when we have an abundance of it. Right now I have none. Now my environmental score should go up on this field right away once I start harvesting it. Let me scroll on up here and see what it says now. It's up to 84, which brings our score up to 74, which is really good. Yeah, it was down in the 50s, kind of like this one. When we harvest a field, then it kind of resets all the scores. So that's good. I don't know what to expect for yield off this field. Soybeans don't yield great to begin with. Let's see. Can I get... I was going to say, I think originally I said off of both fields I wanted 25,000 liters. So that means I'd have to get like 12,500 liters off this field here. I think they're about the same size. But it's one of those things, we get what we get. This field is not in perfect condition for precision farming. Actually, it's not that bad. We're like 3% below the yield potential because I don't roll my fields. I may roll my fields at some point in the series just to do it. I think I rolled one field on Elm Creek and I was like, this doesn't seem worth it. If I would roll my fields, I'd probably get the biggest roller. Yeah, so the solar panel field, as we bought last episode, yeah, the income is not as great as I originally thought, but you know what? It's still pretty darn good. I'm expecting, I mean, we get 3,000 per hour, and let's just say the sun's up for 12 hours, that's $36,000 a day, so that's pretty darn good. And of course, now with our farm slowly expanding like it is, we're getting more and more cash coming on in. Somebody drove through my field here. I wonder who that was. Let's get rid of that evidence. All right, so one headland is going to be just about 2,000 liters. So this yield might be better than I thought it would be. Yeah, I'm liking that. And of course, we'll have straw to sell as well once we take care of this field. I'll pick up the straw later on. Like I said, October is going to be a busy month. We got to harvest this field. We're going to do all of the grass fields like we have been doing. Got my grass field to take care of. November shouldn't be as bad, because we'll just have our own soybean field right in front of us to harvest. But January should be like the best month for us, because we're going to have all those silage bales that we got piled up, and we'll be selling those. I'm hoping by then, though, we should have that plot of land right there where all that asphalt and concrete is. And I really need to start looking at some sheds. I'd like to find maybe a shed that I haven't used before. But I'm going to be kind of picky because I kind of want to go with the red and white kind of sheds, like I got the Alien Jim one up over there. So I know his sheds can be red and white. I've seen some other ones that are also red and white, so that's the kind of theme I'm going for around here. Once we buy the land, we will put down a pretty decent sized shed, hopefully. It's not too expensive. And then we'll save up some cash to buy ourselves a bigger tractor. Definitely need another tractor here on the farm. Fast Arion does very well, but I'm asking a lot of it at this point. I think I'll get 3 headlands done on this field and start working back and forth. I'll have to get the trailer out here very soon. Yeah, so 13,000 liters is what I'm kind of really shooting for here off this field at this point. I think we can easily do that. Probably just shot myself in the foot right there for saying so. Well, I don't have the exact numbers, but I'm thinking we got about 9,000 liters of soybeans in the grain trailer. And as you can see, we're approaching 4,000 liters in the combine. So 13,000 liters should be reached, I think, in this field, which is very good. Originally, like I said, I was hoping for like 25,000 liters off of both fields. And I think that field across the way is roughly the same size as this field. Maybe a little bit bigger. But it's one of those things, we're going to get what we get. While the combine was unloading a couple times, I did go into the contract page just to look at how I want to do the contracts. And more contracts have appeared. I've accepted 2 fertilizing contracts. Not going to pass those up. I may have the 710 John Deere go out and do those. And the other grass, one of the other grass fields came up for silage. So I got 1 for silage, 1 for making hay. I'll probably borrow the items for making hay because I don't have a tedder or a windrower to do that. And then I'll use the mowing set from the hay contract, and I'll have to use my baler and silage wrapper on the silage contract. Save me some money from borrowing the items for another contract. But in just a moment here, we're actually going to accept all the cotton contracts, and I think we're going to be using the John Deere cotton harvester. I don't think I've used that yet in 22 or 19, just because the case cotton harvester is so much cheaper. Well, it wasn't 19. I haven't looked at it in 22 if the price came down on it. But if I remember correctly, in 19, the case cotton harvester was like $480,000, and the John Deere was like $800,000, somewhere around there. So I think we'll use the John Deere one. We'll borrow the items for a John Deere cotton harvest, and then we'll accept all the others and get them all done. That'll pay off nicely. So how much soybean did we get off this field? That is the question. Yeah, this combine does unload kind of on the slow side, but it's a small combine. You know, it's going to get the job done for us for like another year. Now, I'm not looking to buy a combine anytime soon. We'll go ahead and put the combine away for now. Plus, we'll get the money from the straw off the field as well. October, we're going to make a good amount of money here in October. Not just from the solar panels, but from the contracts we're going to be doing. Can't pass up the contracts. A lot of good paying contracts here. Kind of help us move along. And that's what the contracts are really doing at this point. I know I said I want to slow down the contracts, but I want to kind of pick up the pace just a little bit on this series and start getting the farm really going here. Not that we're doing bad, but we're doing good. As for plowing the fields, I think I mentioned it last episode. I'm not going to plow the fields every season like I've been doing in no man's land. We're going to let the, we're going to just replant, and we'll take care of the weeds next season. 14,709 liters. That is very, very good. On our way to our 25,000 liter goal. All this is going into the fuel refinery to make fuel, diesel. And like I said, compost and pig food. I think that's what it'll make with soybeans. We'll check on the recipe here in a minute. me just pull on up right here. Throw that on in. Let's turn that off. Let's go into here. Give it a second. And so soybean. I know there's two here that are marked soybean, but one is actually showing that as olives. But yeah, 1,000 liters of soybean is going to make 125 liters of diesel, 1 methane, 500 compost, and 100 pig food. So let's just go ahead and activate that. And everything should be on storing, right? We're selling the electricity, storing the diesel, storing the methane, storing the compost, storing the pig food. So it's not going to make that great amount of diesel and all that kind of stuff, but eventually it will add up. So that is turned on. Actually, if I hide inactive on the production page, it'll definitely just be a lot cleaner and easier to read. Yeah, so we got the electric air. Is there one for... The kind of weird thing is... it shows solar panels on the fuel refinery, but it doesn't give me an option for selling solar from here. So my guess is the solar panels on here is what's feeding itself its own electricity to run, I guess. Either way, it is what it is. All right, let's go into the store page. I did look at that. Nothing on for sale. October seems like to be a bad month. I was thinking, I don't want to check it because the only thing I want to buy would be like the New Holland T8. And brand new, that goes for like $300,000. But then I got thinking, there are sales sometimes where things can be like 60 to 70% off, which would bring it down to $100,000, which is what we almost have, but that's not here. Anywho, let's go into the contract page. Yeah, you can see I accepted some fertilizing contracts. The baling contracts, let me accept those. So this is silage bales. The contract will pay me $26,000 just to do the contract, and I know this total is off, but yeah, it's saying we're only going to make like an additional $7,000 off the extra silage bales. That is way off. So here we just want to accept that contract. This one here is for hay. I'm going to borrow these items. So yeah, I'm going to need a tedder, windrower. That's our baler, all that good stuff. Let's go ahead and borrow those items. There are some cultivating jobs popping up. I wonder if I should be doing those as well. But let's try not to do too much here. So cotton harvesting. That's what we're going to be looking into. So there's one for a John Deere. But what I'm going to also look at is, because we got a lot of cotton contracts that are on here, this one is going to charge me $13.45 for leasing the equipment. Let's see, corn, cotton. That's the case. Another case. Okay, so here's a John Deere, and the leasing fee for the job is less at $9.95. All right, so I think it's going to be that one right there that we're going to borrow the items on. Let me go back up here, $9.95. Borrow the items. Okay. And now all the other cotton contracts that are here. Which one did I just click on? Oh, wait. I know why I didn't accept it, because I got way too much material. It's not going to spawn. Okay. Yeah, it didn't let me take the contract because of all this stuff down here. So, oh, we got ourselves a. Is that pronounced Zerion? That's the way I think I would pronounce it. Yep. So this would be for the mower. Right, so we got to get some of this equipment out of here so the John Deere cotton harvester can spawn. Oh, wrong way. My bad. This is a big tractor for a mowing job. Wait, can I not hook up the mower to the front of this? Then why would you give me a tractor that I can't hook a mower up to? Yeah, there's no three-point linkage on the front of this. Well, that makes things that's a little bit difficult. Okay, don't think I've ever run into that before. Alright, well, we can move this out of the way at least. Now this make the mowing part a little bit more difficult. Alright, let me go ahead and get this stuff moved out of the way so we can get started on doing a cotton harvest. The one thing I was just thinking about, I might be able to save myself a little bit here on the mowing. When we take the cotton contract, I'm going to get a tractor that hauls the bales around. I might be able to use that tractor for mowing. So when I take the cotton contracts, let's see what kind of... no, I don't want the store page. Sorry. Yeah, when I take the cotton contracts, is that tractor going to be powerful enough to do the mowing? All right, where was the other John Deere? All right, so, yeah, in theory, I should take the other contract because the leasing is a little bit less. I'm not sure that tractor will be powerful enough to run both the front and rear mower, but I'm pretty sure this JCB tractor should be able to handle the mowing for the front and rear. I see a 3-point leakage on the front, and I'm pretty sure there's one on the rear. So let's go ahead and borrow those items. All right, so any other cotton contracts, cotton, we just want to accept. And accept. And accept. A lot of soybean contracts in here. Sunflowers, I originally said I was going to do it to feed the chickens, but it's not affecting the chickens that not having, sunflowers in there. So just double check on everything there. All right, so we are all set there. Oh yeah, the one thing I did want to check on, because I didn't check out in 22, cotton technology. Yeah, so $485,000 for the case, $847,000 for the John Deere. So 6-meter working width, 6-meter working width. These are square cotton bales, if I remember correctly, and there are 20,000 liters apiece. This will be round cotton bales at 10,000 liters apiece. Working speed is 6 miles an hour. Working speed is 6 miles an hour. So, yeah, just kind of weird that the John Deere is like $360,000 more than the case. Either way, that's why I never really use the John Deere, because the pricing on it. All right, what field do I want to do here? There are a lot of cotton fields that are not showing up. 13's not flashing at me. I just want to do a small field if we can. There is a lot of cotton fields here. Field number 13 is not one of them. Bale, bale, fertilize, fertilize. 17, 38, 55, 78. All right, so here we are. Let's go ahead, and I'm pretty sure it needs to be unfolded. I think the one thing that this John Deere will do that the case will not, when the case gets full, it's got to stop to unload. I think the John Deere can unload on the go, but don't hold me to that. Lower the harvester. Is that everything I need to do? Turn it on. And we are harvesting ourselves some cotton. Something I didn't think I'd be doing this episode, but when the contracts came up, and there's that many of them, and as you saw on the map, there's a lot of cotton fields that are here. So maybe doing quite a bit of cotton contracts in between episodes. So we don't need the HUD on for this. So I'll probably get Frank kind of busy on doing this. I'll probably be doing the fertilizing contracts that I got. And I'll get on over to getting the grass fields kind of taken care of a little bit. There's our field to our left. That's our field right there with the weeds into it. Not concerned about the weeds. We're not going to plant in that field until next season. And we'll just, the weeds will be pretty bad next season. But when we plant, it'll kind of reset. The weeds will grow again next year, but hopefully by then we'll have our Kubota See and Spot sprayer for weeds, which will help out our environmental score because we're not doing any weed control at all. These jobs probably won't take too long to do. Well, it does turn around on a dime, though. So the JCB that is for this contract here, cotton contracts, I'll be using that JCB to mow the grass. I'll probably use the class Xerion to probably ted it. Overpowered for that, but we got what we got. I would like to use the 710 John Deere that we have to do like the tedding, but I tried doing that once before, and the 710 just doesn't have the horsepower to run even a tedder. So I don't know, maybe by the end of October, like I said, we only need like another $110,000 to be able to buy that plot of land behind our grass field. And then we can start putting down some sheds down there and getting the yard looking just a little bit better. Although after I buy the lot, like I said, I got to figure out what sheds I want to put down there, and then I got to really start planning out my my layout, how I want it to look. Which sometimes can be hard to do when you're not really sure what you're going to be putting down. It's not like, okay, this is a shed I'm going to be putting down, we'll put that here. I think I know what silo I want to put down, but we're a long ways from having a silo. I think the silo I was looking at costs like $850, something like that. But really everything that we're using, anything we're harvesting in our own fields, we're just planting stuff that can go right into our fuel refinery and making that kind of stuff. Although next year I probably want to get into corn, which means I got to buy the grain mill so I can make the cracked corn for the chickens. So this cotton harvester is kind of like our Kubota baler, to where it fills up one area, which you can see at the bottom right hand corner. It's filling up the top bar, and then when it gets to be full, it switches it to the back compartment to where it makes the cotton bale. That's why I can unload on the go. So I mean, the only difference I'm really seeing between the Case and the John Deere cotton harvesters is basically the John Deere can unload on the go. That's pretty much it. And of course the big price difference. But for what little time, because I have used the Case more all the time, basically, I was saying more often than not, I think I use it all the time. It doesn't take that long to unload a cotton module out of a Case. Maybe 15 seconds in total by the time it stops and then continues. Well, I think this is actually going to take me quite a while to get this done. I mean, it's going at a decent rate here, but this field probably take me like another 20 minutes to probably get it done. So I'm probably going to hire Frank to get that done. I'm going to go fertilize the other fields and probably get started on those grass contracts. And yeah, by the time we come on back for next episode, probably I'm going to keep it at real time. See, it's 9 o'clock, so probably be somewhere around the 11 o'clock hour, somewhere around there. A little bit more money will be coming in from our solar panels, and of course the contracts that get done. But yeah, I was hoping this John Deere would fill up a little bit quicker, but it's just taking a while to get this cotton harvested. And we got plenty of fields to do. Hopefully the other cotton contracts will come up as well, since I already got this equipment leased. So I'll do as many as we can, because I got plenty of work to do today. And like I said, I'm kind of got a goal now by the end of October to possibly buy the land over behind our grass field. But that's going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you again right here in East Vineland. But until then, have a good one.